Welcome to Reading the Bible with Pastor. Today we're on Genesis chapter 38, starting at verse 20. Previously, we had said that the Bible is full of good stories, but sometimes those good stories are full of bad people. And well, this story is about Judah and how he did not give his son Shelah to Tamar when he was of age. And in doing so, Tamar disguised herself, and Judah had an affair with his own daughter-in-law. So we'll see what happens of this and how God punishes and uses this for his own good. When Judah sent the young goat back by his friend the Adulamite to take back the pledge from the woman's hand, he did not find her. Remember last time Tamar asked for his signet ring, his cord, and his staff, which are all symbols of his authority and who he is as Judah. And he asked the men of the place, "Where is the cult prostitute who was at Enaim at the roadside?" And they said, "No cult prostitute has been here." So he returned to Judah and said, "I have not found her." Also the men of the place said, "No cult prostitute has been here." And Judah replied, "Let her keep the things as her own, or we shall be laughed at. You see, I sent this young goat, and you did not find her." About 3 months later, Judah was told, "Tamar, your daughter-in-law, has been immoral. Moreover, she is pregnant by immorality." And Judah said, "Bring her out, and let her be burned." And she was being brought out. She sent word to her father-in-law, "By the man to whom these belong, I am pregnant." And she said, "Please identify whose these are, the signet, the cord, and the staff." Then Judah identified them and said, "She is more righteous than I, since I did not give her to my son Shelah." And he did not know her again. So Judah says here that he has made a mistake by not giving his son to her, and repents of that decision. When the time of her labor came, there were twins in her womb. And when she was in labor, one put out a hand, and the midwife took and tied a scarlet thread on his hand, saying, "This one came out first." But as he drew back his hand, behold, his brother came out. And she said, "What a breach you have made for yourself." Therefore his name was called Perez. Perez means breach, signifying his birth. Afterward his brother came out with a scarlet thread on his hand, and his name was Zerah, which means bright. So, what happens to these two sons of Judah and Tamar? Perez actually becomes part of the lineage of David and Jesus. You can actually find at the end of Ruth how it is mentioned that Perez is the father of a forefather of David. This is the last chapter of Ruth, chapter 4, and we'll start reading at verse 18. Now these are the generations of Perez. Perez fathered Hezron. Hezron fathered Ram. Ram fathered Amminadab. Amminadab fathered Nahshon. Nahshon fathered Salmon. Salmon fathered Boaz. Boaz fathered Obed. Obed fathered Jesse. And Jesse fathered David. And if we want to continue that line, we can go all the way to the New Testament in the first gospel. And there, in the first chapter as well, we see the genealogy of Jesus. And if you look at verse 5, we see that Salmon, the father of Boaz by Rahab, Boaz, the father of Obed by Ruth, and Obed, the father of Jesse, and Jesse, the father of David the king, repeating what we read in Ruth. Therefore, we see in this genealogy of Jesus that Christ is a son of David and Perez. And verse 16, of Jacob, the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom Jesus was born, who is called Christ. So God will even use this affair and adulterous relationship that was between Judah and Tamar and use it for his good, and especially for our good, to have Jesus born into the world to be our Savior. I will pick up next time with Genesis chapter 39, and as always, please subscribe and share this with others.